Tonight on CTV News at 6, the ripple effects of regime change. From oil.
What this says is Trump views oil as super important.
To relieve Venezuelan expats.
I am absolutely sure that we'll see the light at the end of the tunnel and we'll go back into a great country back again.
The Alberta impact of American military action in South America. Water main break.
I kind of miss doing dishes right now.
People in South Edmonton start the new year with dry taps.
You have 5 kids?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and no water.
No.
And meet the proud new mama of triplets.
And I was about shoulder deep in this cow and I could just feel the tips on the 3rd calf.
It's been a chilly start to 2026, but a big warming trend begins tomorrow.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. The effects of the capture of Venezuela's president are being felt here at home, both in Edmonton's Venezuelan community and for the potential impact on Alberta's oil market. Nicolas Maduro remains in U.S. custody tonight after pleading not guilty to 4 criminal charges in an American court. Court sketches show the Venezuelan president in shackles and dressed in prison garb. He pleaded not guilty to all charges, including narco-terrorism and conspiracy to import cocaine. Donald Trump's administration is using the charges to justify its capture of Maduro in a military operation Saturday. Today's proceeding is expected to kick off a prolonged legal fight over whether he can even be put on trial in the U.S. The capture of Maduro comes with strong emotions for many in Edmonton's Venezuelan community. CTV's Nariman Issa joins us now with the latest. Nariman, what are they saying about the capture and the actions of the U.S.?
Well, Jeff, the president of the Association of Venezuelans of Edmonton says that he is happy to see Maduro ousted and says so many others are as well. Now, he says this will not fix things in his home country overnight, but it's a step in the right direction.
We knew that this government was cheating, Maduro's regime was cheating in previous elections. So we have to be careful in rushing things. I am absolutely sure that we'll see the light at the end of the tunnel and we'll go back into a great country back again.
Samuel Romero says many Venezuelan Canadians want to go back home to visit or retire, but have not done so because they are fearful of Maduro's government. Romero says the country has suffered under Maduro, especially its oil production. There is concern here about potential American access to Venezuela's vast oil reserves. The U.S. is Alberta's largest customer for oil, and there is concern demand for it will drop. One policy professor says it's not time to hit the panic button. Richard Masson says it will take billions of dollars and years of management to boost Venezuela's production to a point that could impact our energy sector. He says this is a good time for Canada to make some major changes to improve market access.
We as Canada need to make sure that we take strategic steps so that we can get our oil to market, particularly to the Asian market, as a means of saying we're independent and we're going to get world price for our oil. And so, we're happy to be a long-term supplier to the U.S. Of course, we always have been, but we want to make sure that we're doing it on fair commercial terms.
Masson says because of the turmoil, there's less production coming out of Venezuela than last week. So in the short term, this could be positive for Canadian oil prices. Now, Premier Danielle Smith issued a statement reiterating the importance of expediting the development of pipelines to diversify our oil export markets. And she says the province plans to push the federal government to move forward with urgency. Jeff.
Right, Nariman, thank you. That's Nariman Issa live for us tonight. Some people living in South Edmonton are on day 5 without running water. The issue was caused by a water main break on New Year's Eve. Nicole Weisberg has more on how people are coping and how long this could last.
This is just all that happens. It's like just the air, it doesn't even turn on. It's just got no air in it either.
The taps have literally run dry at Southridge Townhomes. Dozens of suites have been without running water since New Year's Day.
It makes it really hard to make sure that my cats have water, showering, doing laundry, cleaning. I kind of miss doing dishes right now.
On January 1st, owners Avenue Living informed renters there had been a water main break and the water was being shut off for repairs. The next day, it said the repair was not completed as planned and it was still working to find and fix the issue.
After it became clear that the repairs would take longer than a day, Avenue Living brought in 15 porta potties for residents. But in minus 20-degree weather, some people are refusing to use them.
That's too cold. Maybe in the summertime, it'd be appropriate, but I don't think anyone's using it.
Avenue Living is providing daily water to tenants. Jeremy Jarvis says he's gotten one 18-liter jug a day. Not nearly enough for his family's needs.
You have 5 kids?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and no water?
No. We've been using the snow to shovel into buckets and melt, then just use that to flush the toilets.
As of Monday afternoon, Avenue Living said it had restored water to 190 of 232 suites, and it expects to bring more suites back online this week.
Hopefully today. I'm hoping today. I'm positive for today.
I just would like my water back on, you know?
The owners say the cause of the water main break is still under investigation. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The trial of a man accused of driving a U-Haul that hit and killed a woman from Fort Saskatchewan was supposed to start today. Instead, his lawyer made an application to adjourn to a future date. CTV's Amanda Anderson explains why.
It was February 2024 when this U-Haul was involved in a deadly hit-and-run in Beaumont. The driver was allegedly running from RCMP when officers deployed a spike belt. 3 vehicles that had nothing to do with the chase drove over the device, including 45-year-old Cassandra Gartner. She was struck and killed by the U-Haul after she got out on the side of the road to inspect her tires. Police say the driver of the U-Haul kept going to a 7-Eleven in Edmonton where a car was stolen with a young child inside. The child was dropped off nearby unharmed. The stolen car was later recovered abandoned outside of Edmonton. Today, the man believed to have been behind the wheel of the U-Haul, Peter Ashby, was scheduled to stand trial. His lawyer instead asked to adjourn the matter. He doesn't ask for this adjournment lightly, Caitlin Dick told the court. She argues additional evidence was disclosed by the Crown just before the Christmas break she hasn't had time to review. She told the court she isn't sure what impact the new information could have on her client's case, and now also wants to examine the possibility of charter breaches and witness tainting. The Crown not only opposed an adjournment, but any delay, saying the information provided in late December won't change the landscape of the trial. The justice has given the defense until Wednesday morning to determine the potential impacts of the late disclosure, while also urging both sides to make the most of the time, focusing on how the trial can still go ahead. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Wetaskiwin.
One person is dead after a house fire this weekend. Edmonton Fire Rescue says the Saturday morning fire happened at a home in the area of 84th Street and 64th Avenue. 12 crews were called out to get the fire under control. A person was found in the home and later pronounced dead by EMS. Edmonton Fire says the fire is not believed to be suspicious. An abandoned building went up in flames in central Edmonton on Sunday. The city says trucks responded to a fire at a, quote, run-down commercial building at 93rd Street and 111th Avenue Sunday morning. The fire was declared out just before 2:30 in the afternoon. No injuries have been reported. Music venue The Aviary is next door. In a social media post, The Aviary says the venue is fine. Edmonton police are searching for a man who escaped from the Stan Daniels Healing Center on New Year's Day. The wanted man is 33-year-old Shelby Crane. Correctional Services Canada says Crane was missing during an early morning count. He's 6'2", has a medium complexion, brown eyes, black hair, and has several tattoos. He's currently serving a 10-year sentence for manslaughter. Anyone with information about Crane can call Edmonton Police or Crime Stoppers. A teenager has been charged in connection with a deadly collision last May. Police say the 16-year-old was driving down 97th Street when he hit a car turning onto 165th Avenue. A 71-year-old in the car was taken to hospital where he died. EPS believes speed contributed to the crash. The teen has been charged with dangerous operation causing death. He's also facing a number of Traffic Safety Act violations, including failing to hold a valid operator's license. Duke County says it was the target of a cybersecurity attack over the holidays. On Christmas Day, the county learned it was the target of a ransomware attack. The attack disabled some of the county's IT systems. Administration says the RCMP and the county's insurance and banking providers have been notified. The county has now increased security measures and says work is underway to resume normal business operations. A forensic investigation is ongoing. Edmonton's Food Bank has tallied up all the donations that were made on Candy Cane Lane over the holidays. 5,200 kilograms of food were collected. That's lower than an average year. The lane usually brings in around 20,000 kilograms of food since neighbors started collecting donations in 1993. While less food was collected, the food bank received more money than expected.
The YEG Candy Cane Lane Group puts up QR codes down on the lane that people can make financial contributions. So we're able to raise over $24,000 online. So though the food was a little bit less than what we'd want, the monetary donations boosted us up.
Right now, the food bank is helping about 43,000 people every month and anticipates that number will increase throughout the year. Canadians are being encouraged to share their hockey history alongside stars like Connor McDavid. The Oilers captain kickstarted a donation drive for the Great Canadian Jersey Initiative. Donated hockey sweaters will be used to create new patchwork jerseys that will be worn by Canada's top players. McDavid donated his York Simcoe Express jersey. He says every uniform a hockey player wears has some meaning attached and maybe a little something more.
A lot of sweat, a lot of, hopefully not too much blood in that one, but, we're wearing cages and stuff like that. I'm not sure anyone's bleeding back then, but a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, and just great memories, honestly. I really feel like minor hockey is kind of the grassroots of hockey in this country.
The patchwork jerseys will be designed by former Ontario Hockey League player Cameron Lizotte. Canadians can drop off their old hockey jerseys at any Rogers store until January 15th. Anyone who donates a jersey will be entered for a chance to win a trip to any Canadian NHL team away game during the regular season. All right, Josh, chilly today, but not for long.
Yeah, there's a big turnaround temperatures, and it should start overnight tonight. By tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be close to zero here in the city. We're a long ways below that right now. Minus 15 downtown, a little chillier outside the city, especially at Elk Island, minus 20. Wind is not bad and hasn't really been an issue in the city through the day today. It has started to pick up, though, at the airports north and south of the city, 15 to 20 kilometer per hour wind. I think the wind, for the most part, stays pretty light in the city overnight tonight and through tomorrow. Minus 7 is the average daytime high, so we're 6 degrees below average today with that high of minus 13. Should be a handful of degrees above average starting tomorrow, though. Today's temperature is pretty close to where we've been the past couple of days. As we mentioned off the top of the newscast, it was a chilly start, or it has been a chilly start to January. Minus 7 on the 1st. Of course, it was minus 1 on New Year's Eve, but minus 7, minus 14, minus 14, minus 15, and now today minus 13 for a daytime high. There's your cloud cover off to the west and northwest, and you can see up in the Peace Country, we've got some snow getting set to move in. That snow will all stay well north of Edmonton overnight tonight. Just some clouds through this evening. Those will clear out for tomorrow. We'll get partly cloudy skies. Temperatures rising to about minus 9 by tomorrow morning, and then a high of minus 2 tomorrow afternoon. We're above zero, it looks like, for a long string of days starting Saturday. I'll tell you what happens between tomorrow and then later in the newscast.
Okay, thank you, Josh. Coming up on CTV News at 6, a renewed urgency for a new water main.
This is a ticking time bomb underneath our streets.
Calgary's mayor warns people need to adapt to a new normal to conserve as much water as possible. Also ahead.
I could just feel the tips on the third calf, the tips of the feet. So I'm like, okay, here we go again.
Triplet calves have been born on an Alberta farm for the second New Year's Day in a row.
Coming up Tuesday in your morning, we continue to get you back into the regular routine, including ways to incorporate the new color of the year. And we debate, when is it time to stop saying Happy New Year?
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Calgary's mayor is warning the city's aging water main could explode again at any time. Improving the water system is now a long-term project. In the meantime, Calgarians are being told to adapt to a new normal and conserve as much water as possible. CTV's Tyson Fedor reports.
It's been nearly 1 week since Calgary suffered another major water main break impacting water use citywide and traffic in the northwest.
As long as we got Boneck Road here, I'm okay.
The city says work is ongoing 24/7 to fix the burst water main along 16th Avenue Northwest near the Sarcee Trail interchange.
It's a wake-up call for the city government to do a better job from now on.
Mort Doran, who lives nearby, is encouraged that the city will construct a new feeder main parallel to the current end-of-life pipe over the next 2 years.
You can't get around it. You can't patch it. You can't fake it that it's going to get better on its own. You just have to do it. That's part of maintaining infrastructure.
A design has been chosen and the construction will begin later this year on a new 6-kilometer steel pipe to replace the aging cement one.
Out to market to hire a contractor right now. We will do everything we can to accelerate the timeline faster than we had before. We were planning to have this new pipe done in 2028. We are going to go faster, and we don't know what that looks like yet.
Mayor Jeremy Farkas is anticipating an independent panel report on the burst pipe from 2024 due to council on Tuesday. It will be released publicly early next week.
The pipe is failing because it is breaking down from the inside. That damage cannot be fixed. It will never be fixed.
Boil water advisories have been lifted in the city, but residents and businesses are stuck with stage 4 water restrictions. Officials want you to take 3-minute showers, only flush your toilet when necessary, and ensure full loads of laundry and dishes before cleaning them.
Things will not truly be back to normal until the new pipe is built and fully operational. But if we stay focused and look out for one another, we will get through this together.
And as restrictions are expected to be part of the new normal, according to Mayor Farkas, businesses are hoping not to see a repeat of lost revenue due to construction work that is anticipated.
Business pessimism is at the highest level since 2023, and challenges like this really are just one more layer of difficulty and a very challenging way to start off a new year.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
The town of Taber has released new footage of last month's explosion at its arena. The video shows the moment of an eruption in the Zamboni area of the arena. That explosion damaged the walls and roof as well as the gas line in the building. The rink has been shut down indefinitely. The town shared the video as part of its entry for the annual Hockeyville campaign. 2 winning communities in the national contest will receive $50,000 for upgrades and renovations. An Alberta farm was surprised with some unexpected newborns on New Year's Day. These triplet female heifer calves were born at Lucky 7 Cattle Company, 2 hours southwest of Edmonton. The owner says healthy triplets are rare, with the odds at about 1 in 8 million. The calves are named Marla, Carla, and Darla. The owner says since twins are more common, she was caught off guard when the cow was calving a 3rd time.
And my dad looked at me and he goes, "You better try again." And I rolled my eyes and I'm like, no. But did due diligence and went in again. And I was about shoulder deep in this cow and I could just feel the tips on the 3rd calf, the tips of the feet. So I'm like, okay, here we go again.
Last year, another cow on the farm also gave birth to triplets. They were a trio of bull calves named Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Still ahead, a special episode of Murdoch Mysteries.
This is an absolute dream come true. My mother-in-law has 2 dogs named Annie and Oakley.
Featuring the star of an Alberta film series and...
You know, you exercise, you eat well, you sleep, you don't drink too much, it's always the same.
Why you should stick to the basics for any New Year's resolutions.
Warmer temperatures on the way starting tomorrow. In fact, that milder air will start to push in overnight tonight. We'll let you know if there's any more snow to go along with the warmer temperatures right after the break.
Programming brought to you by the Billy Joel Songbook with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A local health law professor says when it comes to New Year's resolutions, it's best to stick to the basics because that's what's supported by evidence.
You know, you exercise, you eat well, you sleep, you know, you don't drink too much, it's always the same.
Tim Caulfield says while the wellness industry is always pushing new fads like DNA testing or full-body MRIs, more data on your health isn't always beneficial. He tells CTV's Your Morning when it comes to things like fitness trackers, it's important not to get too caught up in the numbers.
I think it's really important to sort of reflect and ask yourself, is this working for me? Do I still enjoy working out? Because the goal is always, Kent, the basics, right? A healthy lifestyle that's sustainable.
Well, it's not do I still enjoy working out, it's do I still enjoy shoveling snow? Because
based on social media, almost everybody is fed up. And there's a reason for that, possibly. There's some people that are loving this. But take a look at these numbers. In December, at one point late in the month, we were at 54 centimeters of snow depth. That's the most at any time in December in the 2000s. The previous high was 2006. We had 30 centimeters of snow on the ground in December, almost double the previous record high for the past quarter century. So if it feels like there's more snow than usual, there is. Average is 10 centimeters of snow depth in December. River Valley Skycam's brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right, it's free. It's minus 15 in Edmonton right now. Minus 13 for a high today. Minus 18 in Fort McMurray. Stuck in the minus 20s in the northwest. Jasper, though, not bad. Minus 6 for a daytime high. There's your cloud cover spilling in from the west-northwest here in the Edmonton area, and some snow pushing into northwestern sections. That'll all stay north of the Edmonton region for tonight, so you will not have to shovel snow tomorrow morning. Maybe Wednesday morning. We'll show you that in a second. First, here's the snow sliding across. That is kind of Slave Lake north overnight and then north of Fort McMurray early tomorrow morning. We'll get partly cloudy skies through the day tomorrow. There's this tiny little pocket here that may roll through parts of the Edmonton region overnight Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. Doesn't look like, if we get anything at all, it doesn't look like it's more than maybe a dusting to a centimeter or two. No real heavy snow. I think the better chance is going to be Friday for maybe a little bit of snow, and that as well doesn't look like it's a 5 to 10 centimeter dump. It's a dusting to a centimeter or two tops. Through the day Wednesday, snow-free, mixed sun and cloud. And a little cooler Wednesday than what we'll get tomorrow. There's today, you can see the cold air. It's anchored from Edmonton off to the east and northeast. Northwestern Alberta stuck in the minus 20s through the day today. There's tomorrow. In the greens, you've got some pockets here, especially across the south, where temperatures will be above zero. We cool slightly, back to the minus 5 range for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then there's Saturday. Saturday's the start of a lengthy string of days where temperatures are going to be somewhere in the plus 1 to plus 6 range for daytime highs. So it's going to get awfully sloppy. Temperatures tomorrow, there'll probably be a little bit of melt tomorrow at minus 2, minus 5, minus 6, minus 4. So in that minus 5 range through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is still around or slightly above average. And then not only above zero, but way above average here through this coming weekend and into at least the first half of next week. Temperatures by the middle of the month probably slip back into the minus 4, minus 5 range. No return of this really cold air, though. We're at minus 15 at Edmonton right now, minus 22 in Fort McMurray, minus 25 in Grand Prairie. Temperatures overnight tonight starting to climb. So here in the city, we'll get to minus 9 by tomorrow morning and minus 2 for a high tomorrow afternoon. And again, there is that slight chance of a few flurries overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday, but the next best chance of seeing a few flurries comes Friday.
Thank you, Josh. An upcoming Calgary Stampede-themed episode of Murdoch Mysteries includes a guest appearance from the lead of Alberta Shot series Heartland. CTV's Alicia Fieldberg spoke with the stars about how they're making history in more than one way.
These are two of the finest coppers in the country, and yet I can still shoot better than them.
Amber Marshall is used to shooting Heartland in southern Alberta, but after nearly 2 decades as the lead of the modern Western drama, she gets the chance to channel history in a Murdoch Mysteries episode set at the original Calgary Stampede in 1912.
I've been going to the Calgary Stampede for almost 2 decades now, and to be able to take part in not only the history of that, but representing it, this is so cool for me.
Detective Murdoch and Chief Constable Brackenreed take a vacation to attend the stampede and get roped into solving a murder with the help of Annie Oakley.
This is an absolute dream come true. My mother-in-law has 2 dogs named Annie and Oakley. It's one of those things when you love and respect the Western lifestyle, and then to be able to go and play such a badass chick is pretty cool.
There are no records of Oakley ever attending Calgary Stampede, but the world-renowned sharpshooter helps tell the story about the rise of Wild West shows.
We do take a bit of license here and there. We are absolutely blessed to be able to be one of the shows that can actually tell part of that story and highlight some of the figures at the time.
Some other historical figures portrayed in the episode actually did attend the first Stampede, including the founder, Guy Wiedeck, and rodeo champ Tom Three Persons. The crossover episode highlights some TV history, too. Both Murdoch and Heartland are in their 19th seasons and are Canada's longest-running hour-long scripted shows.
We think, oh, this is going to be a fun year or two. And then with Heartland and with Murdoch, it just kept going and going. And each year we would look at each other and be like, do you think we'll be back again? And it's an incredible thing.
It's a big deal for everyone involved, and it takes a lot of people. This 3-day Turner Valley shoot alone included 80 local IATSE union workers and dozens more background actors and wranglers, along with some crew members from Toronto.
I think it's a testament to the people and the atmosphere of both these sets. It's just a big family, and everybody feels so comfortable around each other, and it's just a pleasure to be a part of it.
People have always been so warm here. I just love it.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Still ahead, worldwide reaction to American intervention in Venezuela.
We're going to run it, fix it. We'll have elections at the right time.
From the United Nations to American allies, how the regime change is being received, and a record price for a fish. Stay with us.
Programming brought to you by the Billy Joel Songbook with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Venezuelan authoritarian leader Nicolas Maduro appeared in a New York federal courtroom today on charges of narco-terrorism. The United States captured him in a surprise military attack over the weekend. Now, Donald Trump is putting other countries on notice. With more, here's CTV's Joy Malbon in Washington.
Dramatic images show Nicolas Maduro, who days ago was Venezuela's president, handcuffed and escorted by police officers. He and his wife Celia Flores charged in the U.S. with narco-terrorism conspiracy, cocaine importation, and weapons offenses. Maduro defiantly told the judge in Spanish, "I was captured at my home in Caracas, Venezuela. I am innocent. I am not guilty. I am still the president of my country." Maduro's lawyer attacked the U.S. military raid, the abduction and arrest, as many question, was this even legal? Demonstrators lining the courthouse. Some celebrated President Trump for bringing down a brutal dictator. Others pleaded no more war. At the UN Security Council, several nations condemned the Trump administration's military raid, calling it a breach of international law.
I remain deeply concerned that rules of international law have not been respected. The Charter enshrines the prohibition of the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state.
Still, President Trump's not backing down.
We're going to run it, fix it. We'll have elections at the right time.
Last night, insisting America will tap into Venezuela's rich oil supply, warning Maduro's acting President Delcy Rodriguez to cooperate or else.
If they don't behave, we will do a second strike.
And boldly issuing new threats against Mexico, Greenland, and Colombia.
Colombia is very sick, too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long.
The White House claims its actions are justified and will brief lawmakers tonight. As for Maduro, he's claiming diplomatic immunity, and this will not be a swift trial. He's back in court March 17th. Joy Malbon, CTV News, Washington.
The impact of Donald Trump's actions has been much discussed today, especially the potential American access to Venezuelan resources. CTV's Rachel Ayala reports on the role of oil and the implications for Canada.
Canadian oil stocks slid today as the energy market absorbed the potential implications of U.S. President Donald Trump tapping Venezuelan oil reserves.
What this says is Trump views oil as super important, which I think as Canadians we should recognize. We have a big oil industry and very big reserves, but it also says that we got to be very careful.
Ex-leader Nicolas Maduro's weekend capture and Trump musing of more military action is sparking international concern.
It's by no means all about the oil. It's about someone defying an American president. That's a pretty powerful example for those who are left.
Canada is no stranger to Trump's annexation threats, and Prime Minister Mark Carney's response so far has been careful. But the president's former national security advisor says he doesn't think this country is at risk.
I think any kind of move against Greenland or even more far-fetched against Canada would be the end of the NATO alliance. It would do incalculable damage, not just to the United States, but to the entire Western world.
Carney spoke to Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado on Sunday, pledging Canada's support for a peaceful, negotiated, and Venezuelan-led transition process. Critics in this country say Trump's actions are exactly why Canada increasing its economic, military, and diplomatic independence is essential.
Internally, I think this boosts the obligation for Canada to get very serious, for Parliament to get very serious about diversifying our trade exports beyond the irrational administration of the United States.
Global Affairs is urging Canadians to avoid all travel to Venezuela, citing the unstable political situation. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
People in Denmark are voicing concern after Donald Trump's latest suggestion that the U.S. could annex Greenland.
Trump just wanting to take over Greenland is absurd. It's absurd. Yeah, it's just madness. I think it's crazy, and I'm not sure why they think that they can just start going around and buying other people's land from them or taking other people's land.
Greenland is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. Trump said yesterday the U.S. needs Greenland for its national security. The island has untapped rare earth minerals and could be a vital player as new shipping routes emerge in the north. Chrystia Freeland says she's leaving her seat in Parliament in the coming weeks. The move comes just hours after she was appointed an economic development advisor for Ukraine by Volodymyr Zelensky. Freeland has Ukrainian ancestry and has been a vocal supporter of the country during its war with Russia. She was also named Canada's special representative for the reconstruction of Ukraine. The opposition has called Freeland's appointment a conflict of interest. A bluefin tuna has reeled in a record $4.4 million at a fish auction in Tokyo. The 243-kilogram fish, that's about 545 pounds, was caught off the northern Japanese coast. The winning bid came from a popular sushi chain and breaks down to about $18,000 per kilogram. The bluefin stock that had been threatened is recovering thanks to conservation efforts. Canada is taking home a bronze after defeating Finland at the World Juniors today.
McKenna centers it. Here's Hayes with the backhand shot, ripping it down, rebound, score!
Canadians were already up 5-3 over Finland when they added another goal late in the third. They held on, winning 6-3. The medal is Canada's first at the World Juniors in 3 years. Czechia will face Sweden for the gold medal later tonight. Hotels across the country are seeing an uptick in bookings. With the FIFA World Cup headed to Vancouver and Toronto this summer, it's expected many will have to light up their no vacancy signs. CTV's Allison Hurst reports.
As we turn to the new year, Canadian travel is projected to remain strong.
It's been a real run of momentum in the city.
Patriotism came into play with the Elbows Up campaign, prompting a desire from travelers to spend their money in Canada. The World Cup is expected to help keep the momentum going.
We know that soccer fans travel. We know that people in general travel for what they're excited about. We saw that this year with all the concerts in the new Rogers Stadium and Coldplay and Oasis, and that lineup is starting to take shape again for next year. So people travel for what they're passionate about, and soccer is one of those things.
According to Destination Toronto, the city sees 20 million Canadian travelers a year, and the international visitors are trending up.
The typical Canadian visitor spends somewhere between $500 and $1,000 per trip, but an over overseas visitor spends well over $1,500 a person when they're here.
A CBRE hotel study finds hotel occupancy is expected to remain steady at strong levels.
Supply-demand generally in balance, which leaves our occupancy at historic highs. So 66% is really kind of as good as it gets.
The World Cup will likely boost travel in Toronto and Vancouver, but it's coming in June and July, a time of year that already has high travel demand.
What you might see is people who would usually travel to Toronto or Vancouver in those months maybe choose Calgary, maybe choose Montreal, Halifax, some other destination if they know Toronto and Vancouver are going to be really busy with FIFA.
Those we spoke to with trips have mixed plans, with some wanting to avoid the U.S. and others saying cost also comes into play.
International, but not the U.S. Yeah, it just, with everything going on, it just doesn't feel right.
I'm going to stay in Austin for 1 month, and mid of Jan, I'm coming back.
I'm planning to stay in Canada, but I would love to travel.
High hopes for what's to come in 2026. Alison Hurst, CTV News.
Still ahead, return to the office.
Work-life balance.
Government of Ontario workers are pushing back on full-time in-office.
It makes it hard for a lot of consumers to get into the market.
And why cars, new and used, to become so expensive. Looking at the markets, the Canadian dollar closed near 72 cents US. Oil was up $1, closing the day at $58.32 a barrel. Gold gained nearly $122. The TSX and Dow Jones finished the day higher, up 336 points and 594 points, respectively. The price of cars has skyrocketed over the years. In some cases, the cost has doubled. As CTV's Matt Grillo reports, some drivers are being priced out of the market.
Walking into a dealership and driving off with a brand new car may no longer be a reality for many Canadians. The numbers from autotraders.ca show just how costly it is to buy a car. The average price for a new car is now more than $63,000, and for a used car, it's $35,000. In 2019, the price for a new car was around $40,000 and close to $19,000 for a used car.
But the reality is that vehicle prices have gone up since the COVID crisis, essentially at a level that makes it hard for a lot of consumers to get into the market.
There's a number of reasons for the sticker shock: inflation, pandemic impact on supply chains, and tariffs. Despite the price tag, Izzy Hutman says used cars are very popular these days.
Since COVID, the prices of used cars have skyrocketed because there's no supply, or much less supply, of newer cars.
He says used cars provide an opportunity for savings, and for a lot of people, a new vehicle is out of reach.
It costs so much money, and as soon as they leave the dealership, they depreciated minimum 10% as soon as they drive off the lot, let alone all the extras and extended warranties and life insurances and paint protection, fabric protection. They're leaving with $4,000 of extras that we don't charge here on a used car.
It's difficult to say where prices will go in 2026, but for those looking for a major price drop, that likely won't happen.
We don't expect to see the prices go back to pre-COVID levels. This is the new norm. So if you have been thinking about, okay, it used to be $25,000, now they're mid-30s, I'm going to wait it out, I would not suggest that.
Experts agree, if you're looking to buy a car, doing your homework and knowing the price point can go a long way to finding the right car for your budget. Matt Grillo, CTV News.
Ontario government employees are now back in the office full-time. Next month, Alberta government workers will follow.
Work-life balance.
During a lunch break, Ontario government workers protested the full-time return to the office. The province had allowed hybrid work arrangements since the pandemic. Employers argue fewer days at home boosts productivity and leads to better collaboration. Critics disagree and say it leads to things like more traffic congestion.
It's great to get everyone back to work like every other normal citizen. You go out there and you show up 5 days a week.
There's a lot of resistance, and what we also see is that some of the best performers are likely to walk out and leave their jobs by being forced back into the office.
In February, public service workers in Alberta are also returning to full-time in-office work. Several other provinces and the federal government are reviewing their policies. An Alberta cabinet minister is heading to Montana tomorrow. The province says Alberta's utility minister Nathan Neudorf's trip is focused on strengthening energy ties with the U.S. Neudorf will be trying to drum up investment for the electricity market, nuclear energy, and data centers. He'll also be giving the keynote address at an event hosted by Montana's Chamber of Commerce. Still ahead, lacing up and going the distance.
I cannot wait to do a full length because apparently it's the most Canadian thing you could do.
The entire Rideau Canal skateway opens up.
On CTV Edmonton, a new chapter from the crime tapes.
Not once did I ever confess to anybody about this crime because I did not do it.
Jason Dick said he was innocent, but Mounties kept pushing. A look back at the flawed double murder investigation and a Mr. Big Sting that backfired. Tuesday on CTV Edmonton.
The conditions are just right, and the full Rideau Canal skateway has opened in Canada's capital. It's a milestone for the beloved Canadian attraction that in the past has seen less than ideal skating seasons. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver reports.
When the sound of skates carving into the ice echo through downtown, you know Ottawa has hit its stride.
It's beautiful. It's a magnificent thing. But it's the best thing on earth.
Every season, the Rideau Canal Skateway draws more than 1 million visitors. Today, skaters like Andrei Pustarenko and his kids had extra ice to play on. The full 7.8 kilometers is now skatable 5 days after the canal partially opened.
It's super nice. I feel like the ice is really good. Yeah, and we're just enjoying ourselves. Been skating for like 30 minutes that way. Now we're going back, searching maybe for some hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate and beaver tails are a must after a long, chilly skate. Going end to end can take anywhere from 30 minutes to over an hour.
It was awesome. I've been out 3 times, but this is the first time to have done the whole thing, and one of the highlights of the winter here in Ottawa.
A highlight skaters have been enjoying since the skateway first opened in 1971. Some out today on their lunch break.
I thought it was a good opportunity to get out. It's going to get warm later this week. Got to do it now.
That do-it-now attitude has become increasingly important. Warmer winters have made the skating seasons less predictable. Last year, the canal was open for 52 days, but 2 years ago, it was only open for 10 days, and 3 years ago, it never opened at all. A core winter memory residents and visitors cherish now more than ever.
This is my first time doing it. I'm from Montreal, and I cannot wait to do a full length because apparently it's the most Canadian thing you could do.
An owl that got tangled in fishing line in BC is now free thanks to some help from fishermen.
He's stuck. He's got fishing line around him.
3 men were fishing in Nanaimo when they stumbled upon this owl that was perched on a branch from a down tree just off the shoreline. When it didn't fly away, the trio got closer to see it was tangled in fishing line. The bird didn't put up a fight and willingly let one of the men cut away the line.
He didn't pull back, and he didn't try to fly or anything in the slightest. And then when I started to untangle him, he didn't bite, he didn't resist. There was absolutely no fear in the slightest. It was honestly as comfortable as you're petting your cat or your dog.
The fishers called conservation officers before attempting the rescue, but were unable to get a hold of anyone.
Short little cold spell is done by tomorrow. We've been stuck in the minus teens for the last, today made it 4 straight days. Tomorrow, though, back to -2. It's the warmest we've been since New Year's Eve. -5 range for daytime highs Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Slight chance Wednesday morning for a few flurries early in the day. A little better chance on Friday, but no heavy snow in the forecast. So no real significant shoveling to be done And look at next week. It's going to get really sloppy as daytime highs for a long string of days there above zero.
All right. Thank you, Josh. And thank you very much for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, visit our website or the CTV channel on YouTube. Have a great night.